The North. Known for its industry, hard-working and innovative people, we are the engineers of the past and always look for solutions for the future. Our Creative North wants to celebrate that and show the world what we can do.
Hi, and welcome to Our Creative North, the only show to celebrate the creative and digital media sector right here in the north of England. On today's show, we send George, our creative pioneer, over to Sound Particle Labs. Now, sound design is an enormous part of film production, so George is really going to have to work hard to take some of those transferable skills away. After the break, we head over to Dynamix, a creative business where we learn a bit about how they keep young people engaged. First, over to George.
So once more onto the breach, and it's another episode of Our Creative North. We send young George Burke along to Sound Particles Lab in Middlesbrough. Sound Particles Lab, based in Middlesbrough, works in sound for things like computer games and if you want a really atmospheric kitchen.
Hello, my name's George Burke and today I'm going to Sound Particle Lab to hopefully create some recordings from everyday sounds.
I'm Luke, welcome to Sound Particle Labs. I'll just show you to the team. Hi, my name's Luke Winfield and I'm the Creative Director of Sound Particle Labs. This is the Sound Particles office. This is Damon. He's going to be doing some field recording with you later on.
I'm Damon Jenkin and I'm the Managing Director here at Sound Particle Labs.
This is Chris, our Technical Director. He's going to be implementing the sounds that you create later on and put them into a project, and we're going to be having some fun with them.
Cool, sounds good. So what's the plan for the day?
Well, today I thought what we'll do is we'll do some synthesis using a hardware synthesizer, and then we'll go out on location to do a bit of field recording. Once we've captured some sounds, we'll bring it back and we'll put it into the special synthesizer and we'll create our own sound, and then we'll implement that sound into Fmod, which is a middleware program for using in games engines such as Unity.
Okay, sounds good.
So yeah, if you just want it, before you put your headphones on, put them on and you just press record twice, right. And then I'll get the lift going. Then I'll have a point around and wait for you to try and get a nice sound somewhere.
Alright,
you can record it on the way down. Whenever you're ready.
Twice. There we go.
Excellent, and then we should be able to get some cool sounds with it and turn it into something pretty awesome. So there's some building works going on around the corner now, and I think if we take the zoom we should get some really cool recordings.
Yeah, great, let's do it.
So the strange land of sound recordists. My recordist likes to collect the sounds of stuffed squirrels. Not sure why.
Can you think of anything else that you'd like to record that might make a cool sound?
We could head back inside and that water cooler might make some good sounds.
Yeah, very good idea. Let's go and do that. Right, I'll get some water out and if you get recording there. Cool, that's pretty good. Right, so this is called a hydrophone, and what this can do is it can record vibrations underwater. So if I put this in this bowl of water here, I can drop some little sweets, and if you want to hit record, you can get some cool sounds. So now we've captured the sounds outside, I can pass on to Luke and we can show you how to make a sound on the synth.
Cool. We're going to use the Nordrak synth today just to create another sound to go with the found sounds you've made earlier on before we give it to Chris to put into the computer. We've got a keyboard set up where you can play the sounds. If you just want to hold the tone, you can change the attack, which is how long it takes for the sound to start. You've got the decay for how long it takes to fade out, so if you put a sharp attack back on it. And then the release for how long it holds on after you release it. We've got some filter controls as well, which represents the envelope, and you can adjust the frequency of the filter and the resonance. So I would just say, I'll hold down a note. Just mess around, enjoy yourself and see what you come up with, and when you're happy with it, we'll get Chris to record it.
happy with that?
Yep, sounds good. Now get Chris to record it. We'll get everything put into the synthesizer, the found sounds and the sound you just created on the synth, and then we'll have a little play around with it and see what we can do.
Right, so we've took your sounds from the Zoom, from the recording you've been doing, and we're going to import them into a plugin we use called Iris. So it's pretty easy to just drag and drop. Take this one, and then it's loaded in. This shows you a spectral image of the waveform, but you can paint on it, which is really cool. So that part there looks pretty cool. So if we just paint that part, it will only play that in the whole file.
Right.
So if you hit a note on the keyboard, that is that. So we have 3 different places to drop sounds. So if you want to, that's where your sounds are. If you want to have a play about and see what sounds you like.
It's literally like just dragging and
Literally
dropping
just
them.
dragging and drop, yeah.
So what do you do with these now? Just go like paint on about.
You can, you can paint whatever sound you like. Just get a sound that you like and we'll hit record and chuck it in F mod. Right, so we'll get them into F mod now. Right, so we've opened up F mod and put the files that you recorded in Pro Tools into it. So we've got a track that has your audio files. We've got 2 of them. On there and on there. And what we've added is a positional panel for surround sound. You put your points where you want the sound to be in the space on that, and then when you play it back it'll automatically pan between them. So it's just a click and drag sort of thing. When you click a point you can see whereabouts in the speakers it is. Mm-hmm. So have a bit of play about that. It might be easier if you hit play while you're listening to it. Right, so then we'll unsolo them, just write them for a while, and listen to them in the context of the rest of the piece. So things should be flying about, and to manually override it you can use this one. So this is the final piece.
I think George has done with the field recording really well. He took to it really well. Knew how to position the mic and capture some really good sounds in the end.
Good thing about George, he got straight in on it. He didn't ask too many questions. We showed him what to do, and then he was just straight on doing it, which was fantastic, which will do him well in whatever aspect of sound he decides to get further into.
But like today with using the Zoom, I think I can definitely use it on use the knowledge that I've learned whilst on shoot to better my skills with the Tascam, to be able to record sound to higher quality for the programs.
I suppose the best advice is just get a bit of background on where you're going, and you know you can see. And also in your spare time, if you like recording sounds, is record a lot of environments. And if you are somewhere where you need a sound and it's spoiled on the recording, you can go to your own sound library and pull it out and quickly fix it.
And that's that.
Sounds like more like.
Feels pretty cool.
I've had a great time today learning different sides of sound, and hopefully I can use this knowledge whilst on shoot.
So after that strangely awkward review of George, we go to Andy to lead us into the break.
So that's George there working hard to learn more about sound design. I'm sure he'll be able to use some of those skills he's learned today and really implement them into his career. After the break, we head over to Dynamix. See you then.
How many times I lied for you?
And welcome back to our Creative North. The business of the week is Dynamix, a skate park based in Gateshead.
I'm James, I'm part of the building team. I teach BMX to the younger riders as well.
I'm Rico, I'm one of the directors of Dynamix. When I realised that people didn't have anywhere to go indoors to do wheeled sports, I wasn't actually involved in wheeled sports but I had friends that were, and I thought I could solve the problem and find a space for them to have somewhere to go indoors when it rained and stuff. And then it kind of mushroomed into what it is now.
On a daily basis working here, typically is not a word I use, to be honest, because every single day here is different. We'll be doing different building projects. You could be painting one moment, as I say, building ramps, building new rooms, building motocross tracks, or we could more sort of housekeeping style stuff, you know, like cleaning the grills, or there's just so much goes into maintaining the place and keeping it going.
When we first came here, people were kind of breaking into the building, you know, and building their own ramps, and they ended up having actually a street event in here, which went down really well. But it was obvious to us, with our small skate park in the west end of Newcastle, that something official needed to be done here. And because of, you know, the building and, you know, how amazing it is for height and all of that, it just, I had a feeling about it basically, and I went with that. Like a lot of things in this project, they come from intuition really. So I don't know how you explain intuition as a design process, but basically everything you see around you here has come from a feeling that I had that we should do it, and it's kind of turned into something.
I really do enjoy working here. Before this I used to work in an office for quite a long time, and once I started volunteering here I didn't realise how much I hated being stuck in an office all day. Coming here and the variety of work you get to do here made me realise this is something I really want to do and not just waste away. I used to ride BMX a long time ago, in the late 90s, early 2000, and I sort of stopped for various reasons. And Rosa, who runs the project, I knew her from school, and she knew, when I knew her, that's when I used to ride BMX, and I sort of started riding again. Well, I started getting the itch to ride again about 2 years ago, and I was like, oh, I'm too old to ride now, and and then I thought, no, I'll get a BMX, and then I knew Rosa was running this place, so I started coming down here, and I just sort of fell into volunteering really, and then ended up getting employed.
It's not so bad. I think it's more keeping it tidy, because we do so many different things, and it's just, you know, getting to that level where things are always in the place that they're supposed to be. I mean, in the workshop, for instance, you can never find anything because people put things in different places. Just little things like that, really. The maintenance side is probably the least worrying, because a lot of the stuff that we've built, touch wood, has not fallen apart. None of it's fallen apart. So really we've got no worries on that score. Every now and then there's a screw pops out of a bit of wood that needs to be screwed back in, or we notice that something needs to be finished off a bit more, or maybe moved to a different place because it doesn't work in the place that it's at. So we'll do those little changes, but we're constantly building new things because there's not so much on the wear and tear.
The creative cake, yeah, it's massive in here. You have the creativity side of the building. I love building, I love working with wood and other materials. The creativity of actually riding BMX, a lot of people think it's just pulling stunts. You know, it's not, there's a very creative sort of aspect to riding BMX, you know. People riding different styles and you get sort of your own kick out of that. Creativity as well, this is going to sound daft, but in the kitchen, like coming up with new recipes, because we'll get some odd ingredients sometimes, and we'll have to sort of think outside the box and, you know, putting food together, stuff like that. As I say, this place is just pure creativity.
I think it's absolutely amazing that we've got this on our doorstep. It's the biggest in the northeast as well, and it's not always size that counts, but it helps in this game that you've got more floor space, and you've got things like foam pits, which we've got here, but we've also got a lot of stuff that a lot of skate parks don't have, and they're only starting to go into it now. We've got like the circus stuff. I've just been to a skate park called Rampworks, which is one of the best skate parks in my book, and you're bound to find something that you like. I mean, growing up on the coast in Whitley Bay, you had lots of things to do, but nothing as challenging as this, I think. I mean, we made dens and we went to the beach, and it was all very safe and very kind of like, you know, very green, but you come to a skate park and you could, you know, seriously hurt yourself if you're not switched on, if you're not paying attention. You know, you climb a rope in the circus, you're 10 meters up in the ceiling, your heart really thumps, you know, and that's what I was looking for when I was younger. And the fact that we've got Dynamix right here in my backyard is just such an honour.
So that's Dynamix. They're really doing great work to keep young people engaged. So let's head it back over to Sound Particle Labs, where we'll meet Luke and Damon.
So a quick recap. We sent young George Burke along to Middlesbrough to Sound Particle Labs so he could do a little bit of recording. Now let's see what the lab gets up to professionally.
I'm Damon Jenkin, and I'm the Managing Director here at Sound Particle Labs.
Hi, my name's Luke Winfield and I'm the Creative Director of Sound Particle Labs. I've been passionate about music and music production and sound synthesis from a very early age. I started to produce my own electronic music when I was 14, back in 1994 now, and I continued my journey. I did some education, I did a BTEC in music technology, and then I went on to work in a recording studio, and then I started my own record label for a few years, and then eventually matured onto doing a BSc in music technology from a degree.
Music's kind of always been in my life from a young age within my family, but it really started when I started drumming in school, drumming and percussion. And from there, after finishing school, I pursued one of my other passions, which was cooking, for a few years, and ended up going to Bishop Auckland College to get back into music, and did a BTEC dual award and in music technology, and really enjoyed that. So from there on, went to Teesside University to do the BSc music technology, and it was brilliant, and kind of the rest is history, and that kind of what led me here. Along with the other two boys, we kind of was coming to the end of our degree, and had played with the idea of starting a company, and realised there wasn't many in the area with our kind of unique selling point, and we thought, you know, we could bring something good to the northeast. So we kind of put our heads together and found out about the Digital City Fellowship, and thought we can really kind of have a go at this business and see if it's something that could work, and it worked.
It is really, really good working for yourself in something that you're passionate about. You get to do things in your own way and develop your own creative culture within the business and how you work. There's a lot of hard work, a lot of hours goes into it, you know, because there's three of us in the business and we're all responsible for various different things, but the buck stops with us. There's no one going to pay us our wages. We have to go out and earn our own money, but that gives us the motivation to keep going and to push on.
Every day is different. I think I was saying the other day, I've never shook so many hands or drank so much coffee since then, because we're out and about all the time, meeting new people, meeting new businesses, and it's really interesting to, if not only to find out other creative companies in the area and what they're doing, and we're getting to play with different types of new technology, and it's a lot more fun than I really expected it to be. I thought we'd be doing a lot of jobs in regards to sound, but we're branching out into areas of heritage and arts, and it's like virtual reality. It's a lot more interesting than I suppose we originally thought it was going to be, and it's been a journey so far. We're still only a baby, and it's getting better and better.
We have a lot of interesting projects going on. We do a lot of research and development in the company to keep ahead of trends. We're doing a lot of stuff in 360 spatial audio, in our own time, as well as a bit of our R&D company time, we're working on some sound installation stuff, and still pushing the new approach of considered sound for your product, just so people can understand they can get more from the sound that they use in the business.
Personally, I'm a big fan of sound to picture, so like film scores, things like that. I'm always keeping an eye on and listening to kind of how sound effects and things were made in films, so that element of things, kind of doing sort of any advert work or anything, putting sound to images is something that really gets me going, because I think in a way if you try and watch a film with the sound off, you realise there's really no emotion or anything there, so actually putting sound to kind of these pictures, moving images, video, it really brings it to life, and that's what gives me quite a lot of like empowerment in thinking, I've made this come to life with sound, which is the job.
I think we found, speaking to all the other creative companies during the fellowship programme, there is some fantastic talent, some amazing talent in the Northeast, and it's phenomenal, and we like to work alongside them using our specialities and our skills to not just to promote the region, but to show people that we can do some fantastic stuff. And I think if you're really good at what you do and your creativity shines out, it doesn't matter where you're based. The advantage is being based here that we've had a lot of support from the university, from the fellowship programme, and more so from other businesses. A lot of the businesses we spoke to during setting up the company and doing the market research have given us invaluable advice, and they've took the time out to spend with us. So I think the people of other businesses, they have a collaborative approach. They don't see everyone as competitors, they see people as peers and people that can work with to do better work. And I don't think you find that so much in London. I think there's too much competition and a lot more stress down there. And we're not that far from the beach in the countryside, so that's a bonus as well.
Thank you to Dynamix and Sound Particle Labs, and there really are some amazing niche industries here in the creative and digital media sector, right here in the north. Over to Andy so he can finish us off.
So there we have it, another episode of Our Creative North. If you're a young person looking for a career in a creative or digital media sector, check out the link below, and we'll see you next week.
Wow.